still come on top, still be able to pick up the rounds, it shows that you're actually on point. Because what are Turkish players famous for? What are especially these guys famous for? Names like Imur, Xantares, Woxic, they're extremely aggressive. They love the fights. They love getting into fights. And yesterday we saw that against Skate. When Skate were bringing up the fight to Eternal Fire and they were answering with fire, things were working out perfectly. They're happy with that. But in the moment that you bring them up the fight, and they start losing it, well, you're essentially beating them in their own game, because this is what, or rather, this is how they're interesting in the server. They're interesting with their aggression. They're creative with their aggression. But when this doesn't work out, it's kind of, yeah, you know, it's kind of unfortunate. It seems like they have no idea what to do.
A little bit unfortunate the way things have went, but Saw are going to be absolutely over the moon now, as we see this should be a pretty routine round from them, where it's a little bit of a passive start from Saw. I mean, they realize that maybe Eternal Fire might be going for a little bit of an aggression early on. You know, you talked about it. You know, these Turkish players are considered some of the most aggressive in the scene, and well, they can rely on their aim because it's just that good. I mean, a lot of them are very famous for how mechanically gifted they are.
My man has the white peak is not known as white peak anymore because of Xantares. It's known as Xantares peak.
Exactly.
That's how big he is.
Exactly. Woxic, though, he's doing a good chunk of damage with that scout, which is exactly what you need. He's tagged up 3 players now. Although he hasn't got the kills, he's softened up these players for the pistols to make it relatively easy. Now, if he gets another tag, it'd be absolutely huge. So they're running out of time here, though. The bomb has to cross back now from credit towards A. 25 seconds, and this is looking like it could be an Eternal Fire round.
It is, right? So much damage done to the rifles, and Imur up close. They line up for him. Woxic tags another. Look at the HP on the T side, and look at the time. There's only 10 seconds. Murbit up close and hit with the dualies. He could be the one to steal him off the round. Murbit goes out. There's one. There's two. Looking for a third, but he doesn't really need it. There's not enough time. Eternal Fire have done it. Calyx drops to Dodo. Woxic, what a massive round from him.
That's just the power of the scout, though, isn't it? I mean, so good in that situation that you don't need to go for the headshots. Like, you don't need to get the kills necessarily. All you need to do is just keep landing tags. And so, I don't know. I think they were a little bit what's the word I'm really looking for here? I don't really know, to be honest. They were
a bit out of focus. It felt like they underestimated the round.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even that. I think they just kind of lost track of time as well. Like, looking at that 30 seconds to cross, you know Woxic is towards hell with a scout, and nobody is challenging him. Nobody is looking at him, and everybody's kind of trying to go one by one to peek into the scout, and then it gets into that situation. Now Murbit comes down and he finds that kill onto Roman. Yes, that's because Woxic got the tag. The second one was all him, though. That was just a headshot. It was absolutely beautiful. But I don't know, they were kind of giving Woxic a lot of opportunities to put them in that position. I mean, that's just not something that should be happening, right?
They didn't give him any respect.
No.
Let's be fair. Like, this is one of those plays where you're like, yeah, you give more respect to the Digo than the Scout, because you're like, yeah, what's the chance of him doing any substantial or vital damage or relative damage with the Scout that's gonna lose us the round? Nah, this is just a gun that you sometimes you might get lucky with it, but most of the time you're just gonna go down, so you don't pay attention and you get punished. But now it feels like they pay attention to it. They take down Calyx, and this B-bomb side is open for the use.
Imur has spotted Roman, and he's going to try and do a little bit of damage. Murbit gets that late player, Materis, towards main, and he is going to be able to drop down the vent. Imur needs to be careful here, because there's a lot of T's on the other side, pretty focused on that glass position. Needs to wait for his teammates to get into position. There's a flank coming in here from Just, but he only has Julies to use. Sidoto using his AK. There's Just with the Julies taking out Woxic, and Murbit and Xantares. They have to think about a save here. Story finding that kill. Murbit's definitely thinking about a save. It's going to be another Saw round, and It's spelling a little bit of trouble for Eternal Fire. Murbit just getting that kill now. It is going to be a 3-1 scoreline. The money is going to be a little bit of an issue. Woxic can bring out an op in this round, so it's only really a more that can't buy, but Murbit can maybe drop over a FAMAS to him. Saw 3-1. They'll be happy enough with that one. And if they can win this next round and reset Eternal Fire's economy, absolutely massive.
Yep. And it's such a harsh reset early on, right? Yes, this time you have Woxic on the AWP, you have the M4s for the rest of the gank, but it is Murbit on the... Is that a crocodile? I think that's an XM. Yeah, it's the alligator. So you have Murbit on the alligator. It is a nice buy for Eternal Fire. You lose this one though, you're completely out of it. And look at all the utility that Saw are throwing out of this A-bomb side.
Oh, look at that, into the blender. Saw go Roman, the last man alive, 30 HP as well. Saw tried to get out and tried to maybe drop down the vent. The bomb is now left stranded, and so is Roman, really, as Xantares takes a little bit of damage to spam towards the T. Vent is going to do a little bit, but it is going to be Murbit with that XM to seal the deal. Good round there from Eternal Fire. They shut down that one completely from Saw, and now it's their money that's in a little bit of trouble. We see probably just a little bit of a Tech 9 Deagle buy coming out here, but Materius is buying up completely. They're going to go for the Force here, and I mean, they can bring out one AK, the rest are on pistols. They need a big round from Story here.
I'm gonna tell you now, I don't like it. You know what?
Yeah.
Because Murbit threw away the alligator.
Yeah.
How can you get an M4 in front of the alligator? Come on, man. That's illegal.
He doesn't want to enjoy it.
There's the door pop. Immer up close, might get sloppy. Manages to get one. Murbit is there with the refrag on the M4, but so we're getting the 1-for-1s. Now they don't get a 1-for-1 on this one. The double bombardment from hell, and Materius is left in a 1 versus 3. No ammo in the Tech 9, switches to the AK, but Murbit is going to shut him down. Well, okay, with this 3K, he might have proved me wrong for the alligator move with the M4, but I'm still not a fan of it, but fair enough. Like, well played.
Yeah, he's able to get 3 there. The HEs were lovely. I've absolutely no idea, by the way, how Woxic hasn't died there. I don't know. I have no idea how that Tech 9 did not kill him, but yeah.
Have you seen how handsome this guy is? He's a sweetheart. How can you kill him?
Woxic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. They didn't want to. They seen his little pic popping up on the stream. They're like, you know what? No. I can't be doing that.
You know the cat from Shrek. The look that it has.
Yeah, the Puss in Boots look. Yeah.
Imagine Woxic looking at you with these eyes.
The puppy dog eyes.
And then you need to kill him in the server. Like, how are you gonna do that? Of course you're not.
See,
and he's just looking at you. He's like, please, mister, let me hold on to my hope.
But you fall into the trap then, because you know you think about it that way, and then you look at Woxic. Woxic will not even second guess himself. He will just take you out of the server, as we've seen him do with the scouts, tagging up people very low. And well, he's not had a lot to do in this round. He's taken a bit of damage. He might be called into action now, as it looks like it is going to be a little bit of a ramp pop without any util. There's a nice shot. Calyx now is going to take over as he finds a double. A clean CT round from Eternal Fire. Saw back on a buy for the next.
That's a bit more like it. I'm starting to like the city side of Eternal Fire just a little bit more here, because it feels like structure has been put to good use now. Like, it feels like everyone knows what they should do. No one is going for over aggressive peaks, and they're starting to build up that economy. Look at Woxic. He's a rich guy. He's got 9K in the bank. Murbit has got 7K. So things are starting to look better and better for them.
They are indeed, as we see now. Be interesting to see what Saw are kind of going for. A lot of their focus on their gun rounds has actually been kind of door pops.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see now, because they look to be changing up the approach, and it looks like it is going to be outside smokes thrown. The molly is going to force Materius forward, and the rest of his teammates won't be able to cross just yet. Stododo's found an opening kill. It's going to be Murbit taken out of the round. There's no first smoke for Saw to use, but Materis, he's got another one. Xantares getting a little bit aggressive maybe, and he is going to fall as Materis down B has found that kill. And now Eternal Fire are in a little bit of trouble here because Amor has fallen as well. Materis is just really causing a lot of people problems. Woxic drops onto this A site, finds the first, peeks out, a nice second one, looking for the third. Cannot get the shot onto Stododo. It was a nice effort, but Calyx alone in 1v3.
Oh, they've heard him already. He goes for the HE. Is going to do some decent damage, but not enough, unfortunately for him. And this is going to be another round. You know, this is another one of those rounds where Eternal Fire, in this scenario, it was Murbit. He tried to react to the outside play. He was really hoping that finally Saul tried to go outside, but that was unfortunately for him just the bait. So he walked straight into the trap of Soul. They throw the outside smokes, they throw a couple grenades there, a couple flashes, they show some presence, and they just wait for the aggression, for the reaction of Eternal Fire. Because when they see that the CTs don't challenge outside, that means that they will try and get some map control elsewhere. And where do you get map control? You push into lobby, you push from ramp. That was exactly what they wanted. And from the moment that Murbit falls, Eternal Fire are just left with nothing. They have no info on what's going on outside. They have no info on what's going on in lobby. So they need to go push more. They need to send more players. And from that point on, so we're just holding. They were just waiting for the aggression. And there was nothing that could go wrong.
Nothing did go wrong in the end for Saw, as we now see it level 4-4. Another buy round here. Woxic on and off as well. So a little bit of damage needs to be done here by Eternal Fire. Stododo's found the opening pick towards door. It's going to be Immor to fall. Stododo, he has taken a significant amount of damage, but on the back foot once again are Eternal Fire, as Saw begin to group up in trophy. They're going to be making their way towards ramp, and Woxic isn't there just yet. He's going to be clearing out hell here, and he's going to be walking forward. Saw are already going to be in a good position. Woxic, great reaction actually to take down Story. The molly comes in, he hits the second, but burns to a crisp. He gets it into a 3v3 for his team. Calyx already down B. He has it really all to do. So they're going to be clearing out the site. If he picks up now, might catch Stododo. Lovely shot. Headshot takes him down. And Justin Roman, they need to get this bomb down and hold on.
Calyx looking for more headshots. At this point, he needs to stay alive. He needs to wait for his teammates. If he goes down, the retake is going to become a lot more complicated. But by the looks of it, there's going to be a lot of individual fights. Oh, that's lovely. That's a lovely little detail there. The flash doesn't really catch Just, but Murbit picks up Roman in the meantime. So now Just is pretty much trapped, and Murbit is going to finish it off. A lovely retake from Eternal Fire to pick up their 5th round. And finally, we're starting to see some teamwork. I love the fact that even though Xantares falls because the flash failed. Oh. Wait, they have enough time, right?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Okay. When he let go of the bomb, I'm like, no. Wait, what's going on?
He tried to time it perfectly because they were trying to get Woxic up from hell. But yeah, I kind of got a little bit nervous there. I was like, oh, is it gonna be? No, it's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
Now
it's fine.
Money's an issue for Saw. You see the Mac 10s out for Stododo and Roman, so that would really kind of look towards a faster play maybe from the Mac 10s, maybe a little bit of a pop, but it is going to be Stododo trying to make his way outdoor. This time Amor gets the better of him, and this time the advantage is to Eternal Fire. We see Materis, he's already down B. He's holding the vent drop. Nothing coming in just yet. Calyx just playing above that B bomb site. And now Saw, they're beginning to weigh up their options here. I mean, Materis is down B. He's just trying to maybe find a pick. But where does he go from here? He needs to really wait for his team to make a decision. Do they want to go down B, or does he have to go looking for a pick? And well, it looks like it is going to be the upper bomb side players to play first. But Amor, he's in a good position to deal with any players trying to make their way outdoor.
And the good part is that there's no one coming in from main just yet, which means that Murbit can be fully focused on helping Imor in this situation and not think about going down from another place. No one in HUD as well, but Woxic is gonna get dropped. Okay, story with another. Imor falls, and somehow, some way, so have found 2 quick kills. Still, they need to break Murbit, and they're going to be able to do so. Xantares is left all alone. That was a 5 versus 4 Eternal Fire. Once again, it kind of feels like they're giving them all the 1v1s that they want, and so are winning them.
Yeah, Mateus came up secret there to find that kill onto Woxic. So, Saw, they will get a 5th, and Eternal Fire, they're going to be a little bit annoyed that they let that one slip away, I feel, because they lost every single fight. Imor went down, he was spamming towards the door. Murbit was towards Mustang, he was going to be cleared out no matter what. Maybe a little bit disappointed that he didn't get didn't get the chance to be honest, because he was instantly cleared. But Xantares and Calyx, they have to hang on to these rifles, and I'm looking at the money. Money's all right. I mean, it's gonna get Woxic on and up once again, but it's kind of just round for round here. It's just trading. We haven't really seen, you know, a team kind of put their stamp on the game. Yes, you know, Saw went 3-1 up, then Eternal Fire won 3 rounds in a row, but it hasn't been very convincing from either side, if I'm honest, Ted.
Yeah, it hasn't. It's just been, I'd say, it's just been individual fights all over the place. No one is showing something better than the other, which, of course, considering we're Nuke and is the first half, I think So are going to be more happy with this one because they're on the T side. So for them, it's not such a big problem. But as we're seeing, we might get another 1-for-1 as Woxic has picked up the opening, and Eternal Fire seem to be aware that a player has dropped down vents.
Seem to be aware. Xantares, he goes looking for Mutiris outside, and he's done a little bit of damage to him. As Eternal Fire, they're going to be hoping that this round doesn't go astray. So if it does, then Money will be in a terrible situation. But Calyx swings right open towards the glass, towards control. He's going to be taken down. Bomb's going to be planted, and more drops towards the vent. And Roman, he has that locked down. I'm a little bit confused about that one as well. You know that they're down B, you know that they have control of the vent, and you still drop down. That's just a free kill given away. And now, Woxic, he has to retreat with the rest of his team. It's another save here from Eternal Fire. And to be honest, the Turkish side are looking like they're very disjointed.
Yeah, there's some really awkward decisions, individual decisions that are being made. Like this rotation from Imor. Last round, the smoke was fading. He was spamming the door again. So Imor right now not having the easiest time of his life. Of course, being the rotation player on Nuke isn't the easiest role, right? But still, when your teammate gets surprised down, and not to speak, Imor spotted the guy going down vents, right? Calyx was caught absolutely off guard. He had no idea that there's a player behind him. And this is not right, because we saw that Imor had the information, and it felt like Eternal Fire knew. And at one point, Calyx has no clue that there could be a player behind. Imor just tries to rotate through the vents once the bomb has already been planted, and when he knows that So have a player close to the vents. This is a really awkward game so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very strange. Some of the things that I'm seeing, you know, that, like especially that round, that's just one example. But there's been a few decisions that have been rather strange from both sides. So it's not only Eternal Fire.
Yeah.
But we are going to see once again. So they're very heavy towards door. Like they keep throwing smokes all the time. This time they're not going to use it. They're going to go towards ramp. Calyx is alone here for the moment, but Woxic is going to be the rotate towards him. But I don't know now if Saw are going to be committing towards ramp. They're thinking about it, but they're all just still grouped in lobby holding. There's 45 seconds, so there's a little bit of time for them to work with. If they decide, or rather, if they haven't decided yet, Materis is going to make his way up towards T-Roof, so that would indicate that they are going to try and make their way out towards A or down the vent. And it is going to be door under siege one more time.
Okay, they just go for the drop into the vents, and Eternal Fire, they're not ready for it whatsoever. Materis gets a kill. Calyx will shut him down, but now the B-bomb side has fallen. Woxic already here on the rotation. Does he find a peek? He's given one, but doesn't manage to capitalize on the opportunity. From that point on, I think this should be the save. Yeah, it is a 4 versus 4, but look at the rifles. Eternal Fire are going to have pretty much an ideal buy in the next one if they hold on to 0-4.
Again, Saw just taking advantage of Eternal Fire's very weak door hold. Yeah, if I'm honest, that's the only way I can really describe it. They're not heavily focused on it. Again, Saw allowed to drop down the vent, and Eternal Fire. What do you do in this situation? Do you send your ramp player down early on, or rather, do you like put somebody down secret at the very beginning to try and stop this?
Yeah, potentially, or you just send Immer down vent straight away to hold for the drop, because they've been exploiting that so much. So right, every single round there's a player trying to go down vent, and every single round Eternal Fire are somewhat surprised, somewhat not ready with an answer. Maybe they're hoping that Soul would switch it up and they would stop going for the same thing. But you know what works, right?
Yeah,
or rather, why change what works?
Yeah,
They have no reason to go for a switch up. They can continue doing the same thing over and over again when they see that Eternal Fire are not reacting whatsoever. And even if they see the player dropping, they're not communicating it. So again, they're surprised.
Yeah. It's not... Everybody isn't on the same page from Eternal Fire. That's what it seems like. It seems like, you know, they're a little bit unsure. And I suppose that is kind of... the cracks that we are seeing in this Eternal Fire lineup. You know, it is always going to be difficult when you've like a stand-in coming in. Also, like you've a stand-in calling the game. But
yeah,
need to try and get these setups to work. And well, what I'm surprised is Eternal Fire haven't really gone for a little bit of attack. Maybe they're going to use that saw attack to have a little bit of a discussion. And Imor is going to be now with that XM trying to make sure nobody gets down the vent. He jumps across, Woxic with one, and more with one, Merbit with one, and that's a lot better. They lock it down. Roman and Materis, though, they're still putting up a fight. Bombs dropped out on that A side. Calyx getting that kill, leaves Materis now alone. And in a 1v3, he's a good bit of time to try and make something work, but it is going to be very difficult now as he goes for a little bit of a reposition, maybe for a little bit of an aggression, but surely there should be no CT even thinking about pushing near that hut.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a bit more like it. Like, this is a round that I like, because Eternal Fire finally pay attention to that door area. Finally, they put up some more pressure, some more grenades. Immer taking the fight up close, which, fair enough to him, he has been trying to do for a couple rounds, but in this round, he had a lot of backup as well. And now Materis is just left in the clutch. But this is what had to happen a long time ago. Now, I'm really intrigued to see how Soul answered to that, right? Because so far, Eternal Fire haven't been trying to deny that play. Oh, okay. This round might not be over just yet. Materis gets a kill, drops down. Okay, they're going to double peek him. Xantares gets it, 6-7. But I'm really intrigued to see what Soul go for in this one, because I feel like now there's a lot of options for them, because they've been exploiting one round for so long. So, okay, Eternal Fire, you managed to deny that. What's next?
Yeah, what is next? You know, so usually last time that they lost a round towards door, they went for a secret play afterwards, and it kind of worked out. So I'm expecting more of the same. They did outside smokes, but we'll see now, as it is going to be a few players towards lobby early on. Materis is going to be making his way towards outside. A player spotted towards silo. Big nade onto Roman, down to half HP. As again, you can see how focused Eternal Fire are towards the door, but more, he keeps going for this spam, and he keeps taking a lot of damage. He's actually been killed through that smoke, I believe, twice already, and now he's been tagged down to 34 HP. So he needs to be a little bit more careful of that. He's given away some opening picks. He's given away some free damage. I understand that you want to get the kill and go for the spam, but you need to be careful also, as we see him deploy a smokes. The Dodo still firing back. And now it is going to be Saw falling back into a variation of the smokes.
Yeah, and again, it's just the fake. Again, they're just throwing the smokes and they're opting for the inside control, maybe hoping that they see some aggression from Eternal Fire. And by the looks of it, they're going back to the basics, back to door, but Immor, if he drops that HE, this could be huge. Does he spot anyone? Oh, he doesn't. Oh, the timing is so bad, Immor gets a kill. Now they have no idea that the Dodo is out, but Immor is going to be able to double up. Story finally takes him down, but Immor, he's done more than enough. By what it seems, Xantares and Woxic are already here, and he's made his way down to the B-bomb side, but it's just him in a 1 versus 3.
29 HP as well. It's not looking too good. He opens up the double doors. Now it is going to be giving away his position. Spots out Xantares, fires towards the vent. Xantares just toying with him on the ladder. All players have kits. There's a smoke as well, but it is on Xantares, so that's a little bit of an issue. And Just is going to be sat here, finds the headshot. Now it is planted for Just. He flashes out. Opera going to be completely blind, closes the door. Now smoke going to be deployed. Woxic is going to try and stick it. The Just swings right through. Woxic has to hit the shot. There's no time. And Saw are going to win the round. Absolutely beautiful from Just. What a fantastic 1v3 as Saw are going to get an 8. They confirm that they are going to win the half. And if you're Eternal Fire, you've let that one slip.
Yeah, you have. Absolutely. And Xantares wants so much time for them, right?
Yeah.
Like he was toying with him for so long. He was like, yeah, guys, he's here. He's focused on me. You can make your way closer. And then eventually Xantares has to go and join in because Just might have been already close to the bomb site. There's not enough time. So he needs to join in with the team at one point. But Just, what an insane 1 versus 3 to win. And that was, again, in the round that it kind of felt like it had to go in the favor of Eternal Fire. And Woxic is going to open things up here. But they've lost the first half, Jack. Even if they win number 7, I mean, I don't think they're going to be happy with this score.
No, not at all. And especially if Saw managed to get a 9th, if they managed to claw back a 4v5, which they have done in the past. So they're not down and out of this round just yet. But it is going to be a little bit tricky. Murbit, he's going to burn. Oh my, 20 HP. That's a lot of damage for a Molotov. Woxic is low as well. Nice shot there onto Stododo as he backs away. And now Xantares dropping Materials. Calyx going to be put under pressure here towards the ramp. Left, right, where they're coming from. Peeked out left, but Justice peeked right. He's going to need another clutch this time. It's going to be a 1v5 in order to win the round for Saw. Eternal Fire might have just confirmed the 7th. He's going to walk up. Spots out Xantares. That's a lovely reaction.
He wins it. He wins it.
Surely not.
Yeah, it's a 1 versus 5. I'm calling it. He wins it. Look at that. Now he's going to tap it. They're going to get baited out. Oh. Yeah, they go. Okay, okay. Apparently, listen now, listen. Immor, right? If he doesn't get a kill through the wall or through the door without seeing the guy, there's no way that they win the round. I'm telling you, 100%.
We'll never know, Ted. We'll never know.
I'm sure. You know, he's the final boss. Just is the final boss of the clutch in this game. No, obviously I'm messing up. That would have been an insane round to pull off. But in the end of the day, I think that's all. We're going to be extremely happy with that first half. 8 on the T side. And now we're back to action, back to business on the pistols. In Eternal Fire, some might say that these first 2 rounds of the second half are going to be really vital for them.
Going to be very important. Stododo looking for the feet. As he has that. Or those Julies, rather. But he doesn't see too much. Eternal Fire, a very slow pistol from them. It's pretty quiet. We see a molly and a nade in the hands of Calyx, but it's Mirabit that was really left to get some information to play towards outside. Once he takes contact or dies, they're going to pop ramp, and Stododo doesn't even stay and fight. He's going to drop down. There's already a player down B, but it is going to be a little bit of a wrap towards hell, it would seem. Story gets himself in a really good position behind the red box.
Oh, okay. he got himself into a good position. It was a good position, but now Eternal Fire gonna jump out heaven, and just as good only for one Meteorus as well. Gets refrag, but they need to drop Meteorus now. Sooner or later, Calyx gets a kill onto Stododo, and now it's a 1 versus 2. Another clutch for a Soul player. This time is Meteorus in the 1v2. There's one. He knows exactly where Calyx is. Drops from the HUD. And Calyx, okay, he gets the kill. I was sure that this is a done round. Calyx was so low on HP, 15 to spare, but does make it work for Eternal Fire. And we're leveled up, Jack.
We're level, yeah, 8-8. Good start from Eternal Fire, and it's what they need. You know, it is, of course, Saw's map pick, and Saw now on the CT side as well. You'd be expecting them to put up a good, solid performance. And it's going to be 5 Galeals out from Eternal Fire. 5 Galeals out, the force back from Saw, as they have little bits of utility to be using. A few MP9s in the equation as well. And these rounds can be tricky, Ted. We know how dangerous these can be. We laugh and joke, you know, about how this is arguably the most dangerous round in Counter-Strike. And, well, it is going to be Eternal Fire up against it. They're playing this one very, very slow, respecting the force buy on the side of Saw. But I wonder where Eternal Fire are going to end up. Merbit is going for the information towards outside. Hasn't spotted a lot just yet. Needs to be careful. There is one player. Meteorus is waiting in towards Secret. But it is going to be outside smokes thrown. And it is going to be Eternal Fire trying to make their way down B, you would presume.
You would, but look at Merbit go. I think they go main here.
They go for a little bit of a main split.
Yeah, I think so. And to be fair, I'm not too much against that. I think it's a nice idea. Story has no vision, so he can't confirm it, but now they will hear all of the steps. Roman gets a kill on the CZ. Oh, this is becoming really dangerous. There's a lot of CTs up here. Just gets another 3 versus 4. No refrag. Story with one more. Oh, Jack, this is falling apart. It's only Calyx, a 1 versus 2, only 5 HP, and that's just not enough. Eternal Fire, a lovely idea, but walking straight into the A-bomb side stack, and the refrags were just not going their way.
Nah, nobody got a kill. You know, they got 1 or 2. Like, it's just not good enough. When they lost 4 people, they're only killing 2. They've got the Galeals, they've got the superior weapons, and they just can't make it work. Eternal Fire now with Deagles out, smoke on Woxic, a flash on Calyx, and in this round you probably just go take a fight, go kill, you know, just go look for an opening pick. Rely on your aim in this one rather than the tactical ability of the team. Well, it is gonna be Eternal Fire trying to take those duels towards outside. They've left Calyx alone towards lobby, but these Deagles, you feel that they need to find these kills, or else, you know, Eternal Fire could begin to slip.
Yeah, they could. This round is going to be a massive setback. Okay, Immer. Flash is high. His hand as well, but the headshot connects. So Immer getting the opener here is going to open up some space as well for Eternal Fire to work with. And they're going to fall back from outside, which of course is going to get confirmed by Saw any moment now. We can see that Stododo is going for a bit of an information peek, doesn't spot anybody, and he's going to call for Story to go back towards Ram, but Eternal Fire have already made their way out of there. Merbit falls, and Story gets another. He's been extremely stellar in the past few rounds, and now Eternal Fire, they might get the chance of a bomb plant, but it does seem like this round is absolutely impossible to win. And look at that, not even the bomb plant. Look, it's all go. Justin Roman, they're just shutting them down. Woxic left in the 1 versus 3. He's gonna be hoping to get the bomb down, but they're just gonna push him through. No chance whatsoever. Jack, where do you go from here if you're an Eternal Fire?
You go for an eco, to be honest. That's all you can do. You have to just hope for the next round. Get maybe Woxic on the op. He's been the best player so far for Eternal Fire, and you have to get him in and hope that he he can challenge Saw, because right now they seem to have everything on lock. It's a little bit early though, you know. It's a little bit early to be talking about how strong Saw are on their CT side. Amor going to make his way out. That's a very interesting play from Amor. I don't think I've ever seen somebody come out of the hut and try and Zeus the player top hut. You ever seen that?
Nah, I don't think so. I think it's a pretty unorthodox one, but I love the effort. It sounds like a nice idea.
You just love when he has a Zeus, mate. You just love when people go for Zeus's and knives. Don't we all?
Brother,
though?
that's the God of Thunder.
True.
You don't toy with that. You don't toy with these things. You can't make fun out of the God of the Thunder. Like, it's the notorious, powerful, I don't know what else, God of Thunder, trapped in a little box, in a pistol.
In a small little pistol.
Yeah. I thought of, you know what I thought of? I thought of the genie from Aladdin.
In the lamp.
Like, yeah, when he was like, he was saying something pretty much similar to that. I'm a notorious, powerful, mythical creature trapped in a little lamp.
I actually don't think I've seen Aladdin.
What?
Is that bad, is it?
What?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Aladdin. I'm trying to remember, man, to be fair.
Oh, I'm not speaking about the actual movie. I'm speaking about the original one, like the kids. Version.
Yeah. No, I don't think I've seen it. I probably have, man. What? I probably have years ago, mate. To be honest, sure, I'm old now, man. Sure, I can't be remembering every film.
You don't have the right to say something like that. Aladdin is a legendary movie, man.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it for you. Will that make you feel better?
I know the songs by heart.
You sing them every morning when you're getting ready for cast.
Brother, you haven't, like, if I start singing now, the thing is I know them in Bulgarian, so it's gonna be really awkward and you're not gonna understand anything, but I know them by heart.
Oh god, maybe another time. Maybe another time. Back into this though, another boy round. Well, the first one of this half, and it's gonna field no ops, so it is going to be just the AKs versus the M4s, pretty much. A Galil in the hands of Justin and Og in the hands of Story. But it's Eternal's Fire turn to make their way outdoor. Just is going to be locking it down for the moment, but Amor swings right out hut. Just, he can't put down any cover and fire for his teammate. Mateus and Stadodo now going for little bits of spam. Mateus has found that kill, and it's a 2 versus 2. Amor not looking too healthy, but Saw, they have to get onto this bomb site.
They absolutely do, but this is a must-win for Eternal Fire. I feel like losing a clutch like that would just put them down in the doldrums mentally. So Jack, a must-win round for them. Finally, they need to show us that they know how to act in the clutch.
Woxic finds the first. Mateus is going to be tagged down and taken down. Stadodo low. Woxic low. Kit on Stadodo. Bomb is going to be tapped, and the swing comes in. Woxic takes him down. It is going to be Eternal Fire winning a round, a much needed one, as you highlighted, and it means that they will at least have a little bit of a chance to bring this one back. It's not completely out of reach just yet, Ted. It's 11-9. You know, there's only 2 rounds in it, but it's no good just winning that round. It's no good just winning one. You need to start putting consecutive ones on the board, because if you lose this one, your money is going to be absolutely in the bin, and Saw are just going to tighten their grip on the game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the point of no return for Eternal Fire. You need to win the round. You need to imagine that Saw are already on 15, right? You need to pretend that there is no room for mistakes, because there isn't any room for mistakes. And the good news for the Turkish side are that winning this one round is going to set them up for a pretty decent comeback. So you want to make sure that you don't go for some over-aggressive and some, let's say, stupendous peaks in this round. You want to make sure that everything is well communicated and everyone's on the same page. Whereas for Saw, we can see that they're giving Eternal Fire the respect that they deserve in a round like that. No one is over-aggressing, no one is over-peaking. Once again, these smokes towards outside, there is no one to confirm that nothing is happening. Now, this Molotov from Saw I love, because it makes the second smoke fail. So now Eternal Fire can't actually seal the fake that they wanted to, but they will go for the door play.
make their way out. Roman on top, finds two, has to swap over and pick up the Galil, and he finds that kill as well. A little bit of help from his teammates, the Dodo in heaven, as Merba is left alone. The man brought in to stand in for this event, and well, he's gonna have to step up as he finds the first 1v3 on the cards. We've seen Just pull off one like this in the first half, and now 13 seconds, not a lot of time. Bomb picked up, Merbit tagged on the cross, but he will at least get down the vent. There is going to be enough time for him to get a plant down, but there is going to be Saw players now in hot pursuit. Bomb going down, the numbers being punched in. Story opening up single, this double is going to be opening up as well. Story swings out, takes them down. Saw pick up a 12th, and that is what I'm talking about, because now that Eternal Fire, they do get that bomb plant, but the money is going to be reset. They don't put those consecutive rounds on the board. You look at the situation that they're in. Xantares and Woxic, they're the only people on around 4k. And as we all know, if you're on 3, if you're on 2, it's not going to be enough. So it has to be an eco from them, you would assume.
Did you see how prepared Soul were for this play?
Yeah.
They were so prepared. In the moment that Eternal Fire go for these late smokes outside, so we're already standing there ready to throw a Molotov and deny that fake, because what Eternal Fire were trying to do, fake out some presence over towards outside and then go for the door play. But So had all the information in the world, so they didn't really move anyone around the map. No, they even moved a player into A because they realized what was the target. It's going to be either A or the contact ramp when you throw these fake smokes towards outside. So they had one player holding with the AWP towards ramp, and the rest of the team was all on this A bomb side. So we're right now in the mines of Eternal Fire.
They seem to have them figured out for the moment.
And Materi's bullet is in the mind of Xantares as well.
Yeah, well, Woxic is putting a few bullets in the heads of his opponents as he finds that nice headshot with the Deeg. But it's only one. Story is going to take him down, and more going to try and make his way up. Now, Stododo spotted him. He's found Calyx and more. Now, finds that kill. Stododo maybe just didn't see him. Story going to walk right into him. Nice headshots from Amor, but it's not going to do too much. In fact, actually, I'm lying. I'm completely lying.
It's going to do a lot.
It's going to do a lot because it takes away the op of Saw. They're not going to have enough money to purchase it again, and it does a good chunk of damage. Now, that might be the result that Eternal Fire needed. They've got Woxic. They've got nothing to really challenge him on the side of Saw. So Woxic can probably have a little bit of free reign in this round.
And they can't buy it on credit as well, which is quite devastating.
Yeah, I mean, they can't get a loan out either. They can't say, all right, I'll give it back to you, pay it back in installments. You know what I mean?
It would have been, imagine if CSGO worked that way. You can loan weapons. So for example, you want to have the AWP just for one round. Your loan is, let's say, $3,000 for one round. Man,
I'm already in the red in real life. I don't need to be in the red in CSGO as well.
Calyx though, he puts Stododo in the red, but Roman does the same to him again through the smoke. So find the refrag, a 4 versus 4, and Roman is gonna confirm that there's no other presence towards lobby. Of course, this is a bit of a false statement because Xantares is there holding for some aggression, but he's not really being the most active person in the server right now. But his teammates, for instance, towards outside have thrown some presence away. But again, so are really proactive in confirming that this is just a fake. Look at the position right now of Materis. He's in garage. He knows that nothing is happening outside, which means that Just can just focus here on the A-bomb side, and he's gonna hear the door being opened. Roman goes for B, just gets a kill. Materis with another Immer, and Xantares find a double refrag, but they're not gonna be ready for story whatsoever.
Xantares alone tries to do some damage, but it's not going to be enough. Story takes down 2, and with it, takes Eternal Fire's economy out as well. It's going to be a difficult decision. Do they force or do they save? And it looks like they're going to save and play for the overtime, or hope that the Deagles can have some impact. That offer popping up on your screen, the Pinnacle offer, the bet 10 get 10 is still ongoing. All you have to do is click the banner down below the stream, sign up using code FALLS21. In doing so, you have to be 18 years of age or over. Pinnacle's terms and conditions do apply, and make sure if you are gambling, of course, you are doing it responsibly. Only gamble what you can afford to lose. That's a very interesting Molotov. Definitely failed and bounced off the top of main. But
You know, after that play from Immer, nothing is interesting in the server.
yeah,
Everything's boring.
true. These Deagles, now they have to hope that they can force Saw down and force Eternal Fire into double figures. I'm looking at it, 15-9, Ted. I think that's a little bit too much of a mountain for Eternal Fire to climb. So, in my opinion, this one has to go for them.
There's nothing impossible for the God of Thunder. That's all I'm gonna say. Unfortunately, though, they're not playing with Aziz, so yeah, I do agree. Yeah, I think that one is already in the bin. Unless they manage to win it with the Deagles here, then I would be believing. But Meteorus actually gets put under a lot of pressure. Story does some decent damage. No kills found, though. And Stododo is going to join in with the rest of the gang into the party. Eternal Fire, okay, you get some map control, you get a kill, but the problem is that there's no clear path to a bomb site right now. Okay. That was a really awkward fight.
Yeah, and it's a more finding the headshots there. Xantares is now going to pick up that M4. They're not going to go up and try and recover the AUG, so it is only going to be one rifle moving forward. Mateus already down here towards B. Spots it more. Oh, a little bit of panic setting in maybe for Mateus as his spray gets a little bit put off, just going to make his way down the vents, and Xantares has fallen in the meantime, and that was the M4 player. Double push here towards Single. Merbit and Amor are both going to be residing in there. Merbit trying to use the stairs to his advantage, but he can't seem to hit the shot just yet. He's going to be alone now, has to hit all three. The 1v3 maybe to come in. Mateus was low, but he can't connect the Deagle shot onto his body. And Mateus is going to have to get on and defuse that bomb. Roman is going to pick up that M4, and Saw are going to pick up the round. Map point for them on their map pick. And you'd be silly to say that they didn't deserve it, because they've played very, very well. Eternal Fire, they've only picked up 2 rounds on this T side now. And now they need 6 in a row in order to stop Saw from taking the map.
Yeah, I'd say that Nuke has been a wonderful story for the side of Seoul. They've played some really solid CS. You saw what I did there? Huh?
I did indeed.
Huh? Did you see that I did it again when I asked you? Huh?
Oh, stop. Oh, stop.
Okay, I do apologize. I do apologize to Dodo. It looks like he doesn't want to apologize to him. And, oh, okay. That's a nice way to clear it out, but are you going to be ready for Meteorus in this upfront position? It kind of seems like Merbit isn't even thinking about it, and oh, he is actually. Jiggles it out, and Meteorus now is in a 1 versus 1, manages to get himself out of there. He's a lucky man. And a lot of damage has been done actually to the T side only with grenades. Meteorus now finds a kill, and suddenly this round once again is favoring Saw.
It is indeed, but Eternal Fire, they've made their way down towards B, and nobody's down here, so this is a huge issue, especially if Saw push down the vent, if they think that that is safe, but they have no information, so they have to be careful with where they rotate and who they rotate. Story is going to be towards ramp. He should be the man that is going to be going down, but Saw, they're kind of taking a gamble here, aren't they? They're gambling that it's going to be the A bomb site, but as we can hear, the nade's going down. Imor tries to catch a time and walk out. The Story drops Merbit, and now it is Eternal Fire down to 2. Xantares and Woxic, arguably the 2 most talented players in the server at the moment. They are gonna be, well, they're gonna have to live up to that as they hold and wait. 2 from ramp, 2 from vent and secret, as Xantares is going to be getting aggressive, needs to take a fight, needs to win it, finds the first and wins the second as well. Now into a 2-on-2, Mateus and Roman, they're going to be peeking out. Woxic gets one on the cross, and Roman last alive, spots out Xantares, takes him down, knows where Woxic is, but peeks right into him, and it was 2 from each of the best Turkish players around, as Eternal Fire survived for at least 1 more.
There's the Xantares peaks, baby. Finally, you know, you can't imagine how happy I am that we see Xantares stepping up. It kind of feels like he is the star player of the team. He is the highest rated player. On this map today and yesterday against Kate, he was extremely quiet, right? We finally see him win a really dominant or rather not a dominant, but a really crucial round in a dominant fashion. He made it look easy. And Woxic as well with that 2k on the op. He's actually doing alright today. He's 23 and 13 right now, Woxic, even though he's been isolated in a lot of these scenarios. But Eternal Fire, they might get the chance to close it out just a little bit. Just close out the distance a little bit. Make it a bit closer. Make us sweat maybe for a second. Make Soul sweat. And, you know, the CTs have opted for the Forest Jack. So it wouldn't be impossible for Eternal Fire to reset their economy and suddenly realize that on the next buy round, the score is 15-12.
They need to be careful though. These pistols do cause a few problems, and they do pose a little bit of a threat. But a minute left on the clock in Eternal Fire, they have taken ramp control. They're going to be dropping down, and they are going to be committing towards B, where 3 Saw players reside. There's one. Materis is going to be taken down. Stododo now with the Julies is going to be putting up a little bit of a fight. Big nade onto him. Roman's been taken down as Xantares with a double. Story and Just are now in a 2v4, and they are going to be making their way towards ramp. So they're considering going for this. They're considering it, but then decide against it. There's not a lot of money on the Saw side, and, well, if you're going to be throwing away these kind of weapons, you know, when the scoreline is this close, you know, it could spell out a little bit, a few problems. So it's better to keep these up. At least you have a chance in the next round, because if not, you're pretty much giving up, you know, a 15-12 before you have the next buy.
You know, I really hate myself sometimes. Every single time I see a picture of a player, I associate them with a fictional character, like with an animation character. Most of the time it's someone from Looney Tunes or from Mickey Mouse or something like that. I don't like that in myself. Every single time, every single player. Devastating. But you know what's devastating? It is devastating that the CTs have no money to work with. And now Story and Just need to be the difference makers. We've seen that from Just a couple times. Story is the top fragger currently in the server with Woxic. So surely these are the 2 players that you would want to be on the gunslinger around like that, right? But they will need to show us some aggression. They will need to go for a bit of a peek. And apparently Story is going to use his teammate Roman as a living shield, or rather Stododo, as Materis, though, on the other side of the map, is pushing through the smoke, and they might not be aware of that. Oh. That's scary.
This is a little bit of a problem here. There's a lot of information from Materis, and Woxic could be taken down here. He will. Finds the headshot, looking for a little bit more. Needs to be careful, though. Story with one onto Calyx now. Merva trying to put up a little bit of a fight, as the advantage has been gained here for Sauce. Stododo taking a little bit more damage as he retreats away. This one isn't an Eternal Fire round for sure just yet, especially because Story is making his way towards Hell. He's already picked up 1 kill, and Xantares and Immor, they're going to be making their way up towards Heaven. Merbit is down towards B. Story, you might catch a nice time in here, but maybe a little, maybe not, as they've already made their way forward. Stododo drops Xantares. There's the bomb. Immor has to try and pick it up. He gets dinked up as well. Stododo drops another one. Surely not. Merbit alone in a 1v2. He takes care of Stododo and finds the kill onto Story. 6 HP. Merbit steps up as Eternal Fire. They will get a 12th, but my, that was close.
The USPs. They did so much.
Yeah.
Oh, that was insane. That was absolutely insane. And Story, he had to find this 1 kill in the end. Doesn't manage to do so. Oh, look at that. And the fact that Merbit is instantly, he hears it, because Story decides not to shift his way up Heaven. He just goes full W to try and help his teammates. At the end of the day, though, Eternal Fire, they get to live another day, Jack. They continue fighting here. They continue surprising us, but now it's the final boss. And it's not even the final boss. It's a buy without an AWP. So again, Eternal Fire have the advantage, but this one's surely gonna be tougher.
Yeah, a little bit tougher. With a double peek towards door. Calyx has found the advantage, just taken down. Now, Xantares has got himself into an aggressive position towards Hut, and he could find another kill here. He's Gonna fire off a few shots. Story's gonna cross though, takes down a more, and now Story's gonna back away towards the site, flash in front of the closed vent as the main player swings, but Eternal Fire, they're going towards ramp, and they're going to take that for absolutely free. And with a minute left, they can just play around with this. I mean, they don't have to commit fully. Saw are now split. They have 2 and 2, 2 towards A, 2 towards B. And well, they're in a good position here towards this A site to deal with this. I mean, they have a player towards the vent that is going to be looking towards heaven if they go, but they need to be careful. Calyx is kind of the wild card in this round towards Hut. And well, Story, he is going to be pushing in, and he is going to be clearing out all of these positions. Roman now hearing the players from heaven. They're above him. There's Merba taken down. Story going to be dropped now by Calyx, and Roman can't get much more done. Matthias and Sidodo now in a 2 versus 3. They were down on that B bomb site. Eternal Fire, they look to get it into a post plant, and it looks like Saw have decided that they are not going for this one.
You know, I'm not the biggest fan of this play from Story there, right? Because he pushes into lobby. I would have loved to see the wrap towards Hut. When you go outdoor and you take that heaven fight, and yeah, you might be taking it on a headshot angle, but the thing is that they're with the AKs as well. They're playing on a headshot angle as well, and you're just getting double, triple peaked, especially when your teammate is already out of the round. If he's still alive, you can peek with him to try to help, but you just go. He's potentially in a one and done already. He knows that he's out of there. I think that Story here has to find something more, but of course, unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that in CS. And now So need to go for another half buy. The pistols with the 2 M4s around them. And Eternal Fire are showing us some potential. They're showing us that they might be able to take this one over the line.
They've had to work for it though. They really have. And well, not over yet. As we see, all players in towards lobby. It's a ramp rush coming in here. And well, maybe the right call, as Story's going to be the first man to force the Dodo instantly with a refrag there onto Xantares, as he's going to go for a flash peek. Woxic's going to be holding, and he will say thank you very much for that kill, and thank you very much for the man advantage. Eternal Fire, mid down towards B. Roman's going to be mollied off. Three mollies rain in towards double.
Whoa.
You're definitely not peeking from control. That's one way of taking double, I suppose.
Yeah. Hey guys, let's triple molly control. No, you know, that's one of those points where there's 3 people in the team, right? That throw a Molotov. So one of them decides that he's throwing the Molotov first, like he's the fastest one to make the decision, but he doesn't say anything. Number 2 is the one that calls, I'm gonna molly control, turns around, and mollies it just split second after the first one. And number 3 is the one that they blame in the end.
Yeah, that's probably the way it went, to be honest.
That's how it goes most of the time. Like, I doubted that they did that on purpose.
No, definitely not. Maybe two of the mollies.
Or maybe they're trying to triple molly, because when you throw all your fire at one place, you summon the demon of fire.
Yeah. Maybe.
And he's gonna slay your opponents.
Maybe they're just living up to the name Eternal Fire, and they wanted the mollies to burn eternally, you know? Maybe.
Amaterasu?
Maybe. Oh. Last round of regulation. We could be going to an OT, of course, if Eternal Fire are able to close this one out. They've had to claw their way back into this. It was a 15-9. Oh, Calyx, though, he's taking a lot of damage, and he has been hurt. The nades will go down, but he will get out of there. Now, Woxic going to be boosted up, trying to go for that peak towards ramp, but he's not going to get very much from it. Stadodo not playing on the ramp in this round, as Woxic stays and waits. He's being very patient on this angle. He's on it for at least 10-15 seconds. But he's waiting now for Xantares to walk in and maybe clear it. They drop down. Stadodo is going to be tested. And, well, he doesn't pass the test, but he doesn't fail it either, as he drops back away. The Story, he's going to be mollied out. Eternal Fire, once again, they take control of ramp, and usually they commit down to B off this.
Yeah, they do. And Stododo, he's all alone there, needs to try and win some time. One rotation has arrived towards single door. That's gonna be Roman. Gets a double. Woxic finally shuts him down. But now they need to deal with Stododo as well. And oh, look at him go. He's just running around, headshotting people. And this might be it, Jack. This might be the final nail in the coffin of Eternal Fire. They came all the way. They were so close. But now with 20 seconds, Woxic and Immer, he's just one breath away of death. Look at him go on 1 HP. You scratch him and he's going down. And Materials, this HE could be the end of all. Immer actually waits it out, but that's going to be Materials.